this next video, I'd like to welcome you to the Mental Snowman. Now, the Mental Snowman is a visual I created so you and my students and my clients can learn the differences between your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your higher consciousness. Now, your conscious mind is what you're immediately focusing on right now in each moment. And it's very limited to 5 to 9 bits of information per second. Very similar to a phone number being 7 digits or 10 with an area code, right? So there's only a limited amount of information we can learn or store in every second. Much like there's only so much that can be on your computer screen or on your phone at one time. Now, your unconscious mind, which is the storehouse of all of your memories, all the information that you've ever learned, that you've been recording and in some way unconsciously assimilating and organizing in memories, that can learn 40 million bits of information per second, which is quite a bit different. So your computer can store so much more information than it can be represented on the screen at one time. Well, we also have a higher consciousness. Some people have said it's a higher mind, and I say there's no such thing as a higher mind because there's something beyond the mind. The mind, your mind, my mind, the human mind is limited by itself. And it goes between the conscious and unconscious mind. But beyond the mind, there's that which created it. It's called the higher consciousness in our system. And our higher consciousness is unlimited. Some people call it the divine presence. Some people call it God. Some people call it with a specific name. We call it infinite intelligence. We call it unlimited possibilities or information, that which created the mind or created us. So it's really important to know the distinctions and differentiations between the three. Consciously, this is what you're focusing on and whatever in the moment, but when you're focusing on whatever you're focusing on, you're probably not focusing on your left elbow. You might be aware of it now. But what about your left knee? And I said left elbow when I showed my right, didn't I? But what about your left knee? What about what's inside your back pocket? And I'm not sure which one that you're thinking of. The point I'm trying to make is when you're focusing on one thing, you're not focusing on other things. But your unconscious mind is. And if it's important enough for you to know it, it will pop it up and it will bring it to your conscious awareness. Now, what's the most important thing with the Mental Snowman? If you ask me, it's the unconscious mind, and you're going to see a little blue dot that's in between the conscious and the unconscious mind, which I'm going to show you in a few videos here what the blue dot is all about and how it is actually the doorway into your unconscious mind, where all of the information that you've ever learned is stored. So wouldn't you think that it's pretty important and pretty valuable for you to get that information, especially if you want to make changes in your world and in your life? Well, you're going to need to know the information that's already within your mind, and it needs to either come up to the conscious level, or we need to team up, you and your coach, to go down to the unconscious level to make the adjustments, make the corrections, because your unconscious mind will only follow orders that your conscious mind gives it. Isn't that interesting? The conscious mind is like the captain of the ship. The unconscious mind is like the crew in the boat itself, while the higher consciousness is like the ocean. That is something a little bit different and deeper that we get into in our coaching or in our training. But just the big takeaway is there's a different aspects of your mind. And the more you know about your mind and you have a visual picture of different aspects of your mind, you can use your mind towards any means that you want in your life.